again. It's a nice rainy day here in Rob Rogers. So this is the first time it's ever happened to me calling the newsroom because you know there's been several other uh, swatting, hoax, active shooter calls on other campuses today and earlier this week. Uh, Earlier, so and from what is going on with the White House stuff, I believe this this is all drills, or there's another element that's poking for weak spots as the police and the feds respond to the situations. Now, I'm pretty sure that that it's either a hoax down here at University of Arkansas this morning, or it's some sort of drill. But I've never had both of the newsrooms hang up on me. They have they know me when I call, and I don't call very often. Last time I talked to them was a long time ago. But I'm professional when I call. Channel 5 guy was like, we don't have time for this. Not right now, and hung up on me. And then the gal at 4029, she said, we're aware of that other hoax things from the other universities. So, hello, Josh. So, I mean, other than that, it would be, the AI is watching everything everybody does in reaction to these events, one right after another going on. And the news seems to have been a little too prepared to cover this. And like I said, they said that the call come in this morning, and then their reaction to it was a little bit late. So it seems to me that it's a little funny. It's just a little funny to me that the newsroom wouldn't take my comment, wouldn't listen to my full comment. Because any other time I've talked to the newsrooms about like silly things, they will sit there and listen to me. But they're not the police. They don't have an emergency. Like, oh, we got to hang up because this guy's not talking about the subject. No, I'm calling in talking about what's going on right now as they're live streaming this BS. As a freelance news reporter myself, now I haven't posted on my website for a long time, but like I said, I've got access to global news 24 hours a day and professional opinions from all these news sources, even the freelancers that local news guys do not have. You understand? You know what I mean? And they know that. Both my news stations know that. Okay? So why would they and I wasn't being hysterical or anything. I called up and I was like, this is probably another hoax, just like the other campuses, or they're doing drills, or it's a rogue AI, or a somebody's calling it in, or they're running drills across the country, or they're doing predictability monitoring to see what and if anybody does anything strange or acts on this, or who's watching the reaction to this, in in a way that they might be planning something. Just like they monitor everybody that walks by a military base, and the AI will profile you. And they got profiles on everybody, so they are really watching, and especially the students on campus. They are really watching everybody right now to see what will happen in such an event. And right when people hear about it, what do you do? What do you do when you hear this happening? Not like what you're doing later after you hear the full news, right? Because so like the news channels didn't want to hear it, and like acted like they're too busy to talk to me about it or to hear the full uh, thing I had to say. Was that it's probably predictability training for what's going on in the government, and so the news channels are in on it, as well as the police and the feds is what I see, and the military. Just be aware that you know I mean, don't do anything rash, and bunker yourself up in your house and stick your guns out the window, because they're looking for that too. And that's one of the main things they're looking for is like if any of these students would react with their own firearms or something like that. So they're looking for a reaction, and it's pretty apparent and pretty obvious. I figured that out real fast, and it's sad, real sad that the news wouldn't say that, but they did by their actions about hanging up on me like that, because they're not waiting for emergency calls. The police take emergency calls, not the news station. The news station takes tips, okay? When you call a newsroom. Hey, Millie. Hello. Good morning or good afternoon. The newsrooms take tips. They don't take emergency calls. There's no reason for them to, we have to hang up. We can't let you finish saying on this recorded line what your professional freelance news reporting. And I told the first guy who I was, and the other lady I didn't say who I was, but they got my number. They know. It comes over on their computer who I am, because I've called many times in my life, both these news stations. But like I said, and of course, if they're planning it, in on it and everything, I don't blame the government and them. Hey, Max, for wanting to pull this kind of reactionary thing, but this kind of thing will give people heart attacks. This kind of thing will make certain people do rash things that could really hurt somebody, right? And this kind of thing, if it is being perpetrated from the inside, is very, very, very dangerous to be doing. It's not a tornado drill, okay? It would be like doing a Project Bluebeam tornado drill on an elementary school, with the holographic tornado out the windows of the school, and the sirens going off, and the kids see the tornado out there and freaking out. That's what this amounts to. That's what this amounts to, guys. And I want you guys to feel sorry in your fucking hearts about it. Okay? Now, if it's a hoax perpetrated from outside, then I guarantee you they're watching the reaction of the SWAT teams and the news and everything. And everybody. There's an AI on either end of this watching everybody's reaction. So, but if it's how I think it is, y'all should be fucking ashamed of yourselves, because there's better ways to do it than this. Because AI's profiled everybody already. right? I mean, we know, even I could find out who we should watch. It's not hard to pull open source intelligence and a social media fucking analysis on anybody or any topic. And so I just want you all to be aware there'll be more of this kind of shenanigans before the next rounds of severe weather and hit here pretty soon in wintertime. But this is unexcusable. And there's no way to hide yourself online or when you're texting something. The feds and the police can find your number, your IP address. There's no masking. None of that exists. If you put something out over, unless you're at a payphone, but then it'll get back to that payphone, and there's now the security cameras around that lock you down, right? There's no hiding. Max knows this. Max, there's no hiding online. If you text somebody, you can have all the VPNs you want, bro. You cannot hide. So if they don't find who's doing this real quick, then you know they're in on it. And that's real sad because of the older people that see this, might be close to campus, all the kids worried about all the parents worried about their kids that just went to school. This is stupid. Real stupid. And I wouldn't be making this video if the news channels wouldn't have hung up on me like they did. Okay? Which pissed me the fuck off. So, boom. I won't drop the fucking hammer right now and tell you what's going on. I seriously doubt there's an outside aggressor that's making hoax calls, because you cannot spoof you can't hide. Even these phishing scam numbers that call you and everything like that, there's a way to get back and find where it's come from. So, and I just wanted to make that clear. Channel 5 News 4029. You smelt real funny right there. Real funny. And if anybody has a heart attack or gets in an accident trying to pick up their kid or something, y'all gonna be responsible just as well as the feds if it's some kind of assessment drill. In my eyes. And that's what I think. It's if it's not a planned drill and somebody gets hurt doing this kind of stupid shit, it's uncalled for. You know, but that's not right. And that's all I got to say. I'm going to cut my rug off here, cut my hair. But I took time out from my haircut to fill y'all in what's going on with these college hoax active shooter calls and what I believe it is. So there's, 2 or 3 things that could be. It could be an outside aggressor looking for weaknesses. It could be a hoax caller, but they would have busted, if it's not multiple ones, they would have busted them by now. Because they can get a lock on their location and triangulate and IP and everything. There's no way to fucking hide in this realm anymore. Not with the grid the way it is. Sorry guys. Mr. Channel 5 News and 4029, sorry. The cops would have already had these motherfuckers. If it wasn't the cops and you guys at the news stations knowing about this. At least 10 minutes ahead of time. So, but it's not right. Not to be doing it at schools. Here we're going, well, is this administration that we got now seriously going to do the fake shooting stuff? The fakes? Really? Trump? Really? Are we going to do this? To weed out what? To predictability, foresee what that we already know. So, no, you're just scaring a lot of people for no reason. And that's That's the ball of wax right there. You all have a good day. It's nice and cool here in the Ozarks, and which it shouldn't be. So this right here is a testament to. They should be in the Oval Office discussing how we're going to have food for everybody next spring, because all the crops and everything, the growing season got messed up this year because of the geomagnetic field line shifts and what's going on, and they're not addressing that. They're more concerned about deporting people and confiscate their drugs. So, which might be a good fucking idea come wintertime in North America. Deport your own ass somewhere south of, somewhere warmer with fruit and so Mission Control out with the real fucking active shooter. That'll be in my bedroom maybe late tomorrow night or something. I gotta oil my gun. Yes, I'll be there in a minute.